Time for more Fatal 12. It is. Well, this is pretty much right after the last recording session. And I am very curious to see what Scale is going to resort to. Last video, Scale basically had some plans. He had some schemings. He was trying to go around in the background and engineer himself a win in Divine Selection. Unfortunately, every single thing he did turned out not to work. Couldn't really connect with Federico. Alan, I mean, he made a little trade with him, but it ended up being for nothing because he lost Federico's card. And now he's going to get his ass voted out by Rinka. He couldn't convince her to leave him alone. Unfortunately, it is now desperation time. It is Mr. Doesn't know the meaning of the word giving up. And instead of targeting Naomi, Scale seems to have set his sights on Rinka's only living relative, which means her gran is now getting dragged into this. There's only one day left, so he's got to act quick, and I have a feeling this is going to be a very eventful video. We will probably end up going all the way to the next elimination. Will Scale be able to do something that prevents Gran, or prevents basically Rinka from voting him out, because he will hold Gran hostage or do something to ensure that something happens to her even if he gets eliminated? Or will we be able to pull something off? Scale is definitely a schemer. I have a feeling this is going to be a bad day for our girl. But let's just find out. Let's get right on into it. Oh, such cheery music. Saturday after school. Okay, Japan, what is this Saturday school nonsense? Okay, no school on Saturday, no school on Sunday. I know you guys are overachievers, but good lord. Saturday after school. We only have classes in the morning today, so the plan is to keep the store open all afternoon. I'll keep it open all tomorrow, too. Oh, you think you will? I think plans will change. Oh, has my volume been kind of low for the last video, too? I'm going to crank that up a bit. It's been closed pretty often this week, so the least I can do is make sure it's going to resume normal working hours during weekends. That should be good for audio. Hopefully that's okay. I hope that didn't affect the last video. I keep having to move things around depending on what I'm doing. One of these days I'll find a consistent setting. Oh, maybe I should give the video focus again. Doing so reduces the risk of Scale trying anything funny, too. It reduces the risk of him trying anything funny with you, but there's other plans afoot. I doubt he'll take any risks with people in the store, not to mention the fact that the street outside is fairly busy. I told him loud and clear that I have every intention of eliminating him. It's entirely possible he'll let his emotions get the better of him and try to get information out of me through less civil means. Well, he's gonna do something less civil. Do you mind if I have some coffee? Naomi has come along with me today. We're taking a break from research today, so I told her to use her Saturday she normally would, which led to her saying she wants to come over. I figured it'll be fine so long as she doesn't go home too late. Sure, give me a sec. That makes Naomi my first customer of the day. Today's coffee is based on the blends you can get at standard coffee shops, but with a little arrangement done by my Gran. We call it Gran's Blend. Not sour per se, but very bitter. I make sure to brew it by following the notes she left for me, letting it steep for just the right amount of time before pouring it. Oh wow, this one's delicious as well. That's actually one of my Gran's favorite blends. She told me it was about time I ordered ingredients for it when we last spoke. Well, I'm glad you guys are talking about Gran, because she's definitely going to be topical for the next day or two. Wait, does that mean... Oh, did I misread that? Okay, I missed something. Damn you, game, for not having a log. A relative of the person she's taking care of is heading there for a bit, so my Gran might be able to come home for a day or so. Ooh. I somewhat doubt she's going to avoid Scale. She's going to run headlong into him, or he's going to just see her coming. He's got his sights on her one way or the other. How's this going to roll? I want to make some coffee for her when she does. She'd always go on about how there's no bigger indulgence than sitting down with a good cup of coffee, so I want that experience to be my gift to her. I guess I've been indulging myself a lot then. She offers a shy smile. We grow close after she said the coffee I made was delicious, now that I think about it. After our exchange, the day passes by at a relaxed pace. Again, how long is that going to last? Naomi spends her time reading a book. Meanwhile, I deal with customers like normal and flip through a cookbook whenever I have downtime. Once done with her coffee, Naomi poses a question. This might sound weird, but have you ever been in love before? Again, Naomi probably clued into the fact that Miharu confessed. She knows Miharu's in love, because it's obvious. We'll see if Rinka gets her flustered face again. My voice quivers. This is not a topic I can deal with right now. I've been reading stuff with romance in it, but those don't bother me because it's not related to me. But when it is, oh boy. Yep, there's the flustered face. What makes you ask? Oh, the story I was just reading got me thinking. I was wondering what the difference between love and simply having an interest in someone is. You're best off not relying on me for that. I'd be lying if I said I didn't care, but I've never given it a lot of thought before. How about you? Get the topic off me, please. Me? Well, there is someone who's caught my interest at least. Let it not be Rinka. You know Miharu's in love with her. Let's not make this a triangle. Wow. I never expected that. Then again, it'd make sense after she took charge for the Culture Festival. No doubt she's made a lot more friends from that. She might have even gotten to know people from other schools. It could always be someone from her middle school, too. It might just be admiration more than anything else, though. Not to mention the fact that there are plenty of hurdles to overcome in order to confess. Like, gender? Rinka's thinking the same thoughts I am. She's like, please let it not be gender, please let it not be gender, please let it not be gender. Huh? What? Maharu's face flashes through my mind unexpectedly. Can't blame Naomi for her reaction. I doubt gender is the first thing to come to mind. I'm not too sure about all that myself, but I think the best way to get your feelings across is to give them a voice. The fact that Miharu was able to do that and confess to me is amazing. Meanwhile, I still haven't been able to give her a reply. I'm such a loser. Nah. You're a long way from Federico. Just thinking about it is making me all embarrassed. That's why I try to forcefully change the topic. Forcefully change to topic. So, who grabbed your interest? I can't say. Sorry, I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. Feel free to ask if something comes up, though. I'm not too reliable, but I'll do what I can to help. Okay. It's definitely not you, though. Definitely. Her cheery response helps me to settle down a bit. And it gets me thinking. This moment feels as normal as they come. Just a regular part of my daily life. Almost as though we aren't in the middle of divine selection. Where's Scale? Where's Gran? We're going to get through our Saturday. Leth? Still not trusting. Once I send today's report to my Gran, I return to my room and find Leth inside. An uneventful Saturday, huh? Your Sunday is going to be fun, I wager. You sure do turn up more often these days. Come here. I slither into bed and curl up with Leth. Again, why? I doubt anyone would judge me for spending a day like this every now and then. Are we going to visit from Effeminate Dude? Is there a connection to him and Leth? I don't know about that, but we'll see. Let's see if Effeminate Dude shows up. If he does, I doubt anyone would judge me for spending a day like this every now and then. 2 hours of lazing about later, I decide to take a shower and go to sleep. Let it be. Nope. Sunday? Leth is nowhere to be seen after I finish my shower. What is with all this cat action? Why do we keep focusing on Leth all the time every now and then? Leth is nowhere to be seen after I finish my shower. It's Sunday. Okay. Still not trusting Leth. What are you doing? But it's Sunday. We got a text. Is this a contact from Scale? Is it a contact from Gran's phone saying, hi, this is Scale? Sunday. I get woken up by that god-awful ringtone on my phone. It's ringing far earlier than my alarm, judging by the time displayed. Yep. I then notice that it's my gran calling, which jolts me awake. Get the surfer voice ready. She's definitely not looking to chat if she's calling this early in the morning. Maybe I messed up yesterday's report. That, or maybe something happened with the relative. Now I'm making myself nervous. Oh, you're about to be real nervous, I think. After a deep breath, I accept the call. Surfer? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey! This is your gran! Sorry, I got a bit of a bad throat. A gasp of surprise slips out of my mouth. It isn't my gran's voice on the other end. It's Scale Johnson's. Yep. Here we go. He proceeds to speak, knowing I'm not about to waste time asking questions. You'll never guess where I am. A little town up in the Tohoku region. One you might know quite well, actually. He says the name of the town loud and clear. A small place with a small population, almost the exact opposite of Tokyo. It's where my gran was born, and where she's been since March. I'm sitting here with your lovely grandmother. Well, maybe that's not entirely accurate. I've taken the liberty of confining her inside a car a couple of miles out of town. I could kill an old bag of bones like her with ease, but I'd rather not. The last thing I want is to afford you the opportunity to bring her back by eliminating me. That's where the car comes in. I slipped her some medicine, so she's sleeping tight, nestled in with a briquet. 2 secs. He uses her phone to send me a picture of the situation. As he said, she's tied up in the back of a car with a cold briquet tucked under her arm. What's the briquet for? The windows are all taped up too. No! How could you... I know exactly what he's hinting at. He wants to kill her through carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, I mean, this gets back to that whole Parca playing fast and loose with stuff. Because if Scale dies, it really should undo everything he's done, not just murder. You know? Just like you getting eliminated should have undone the bomb he set off, not just have Naomi survive it. He wants to kill her through carbon monoxide poisoning. And of course, the implication being that she'll die after he gets eliminated, so it won't be undone. He can't. Yeah, don't. Calm down. Calm down. You know where I'm going with this, right? You want my information, don't you? That way I won't be able to elect you. You got 5 minutes. Type up your cause of death and regret, along with the relevant info, and send it to me. She's a goner once those 5 minutes are up, or if you send me information I can't make a card out of. You realize you're at risk if you kill her, right? In fact, you already are if word gets out that you kidnapped her. Oh, don't worry. I'll be sure to pass this off as suicide. Though, let's say I do get caught. So what? I'll just be killed by you soon enough. You've got 2 options here. Save Granny or let her die. Simple. Assuming my theory's correct, you won't be able to bring her back, so long as I don't play a direct role in her death. But, hey, who knows? I could be wrong. I certainly won't be giving you extra time to think it through. 5 minutes and counting. Got it? He ends the call right away. Yeah, I guess... I still think it's sort of bullcrap that Parca says things will be undone if you're eliminated, and then, well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But precedent was set with the U situation. In a way? I mean, he may not have directly killed her, but he's still directly responsible for the situation she's in, and if that gets undone, then she doesn't die, right? Of course, I guess Scale's just not going to give her a chance to think about it. Because he just feels like, well, she won't take that risk. Even if there's a 99% chance that I'm right. Like, who's going to do that, right? But you've only got 5 minutes. Okay, I thought it was going to be an eventful day. It's not going to be an eventful day at all. It's going to be an eventful 5 minutes. Yep, it's going to be a upsetting 5 minutes. I can't help but scream. He's got my grandmother. He's kidnapped my one and only family member. It might be possible to save her by eliminating him, even if worst comes to worst, but I can't risk it. But I can't risk it. So is that how things are going to play? Huh. If she does do this, and I feel like she might, what's the aftermath of that going to be? We can't vote out Federico. We've got nothing on Alan. Maybe we will end up with a nothing evening. maybe we will end up with an elimination where nobody gets voted up, but maybe we just pick on Parca because of the things we learned about the vessel. But, yeah. What do I do? I'll never be able to live with myself if I let her die. There's no guarantee that I'll be able to bring her back. What's guaranteed is that she'll be safe if I die in her place. Oh! He's got you right where he wants you, Rinka. It's all my fault. My inability to realize that he would target someone other than me or Naomi caused this. My hesitation to speak to her about divine selection out of fear that she wouldn't believe me caused this. It's my fault. All mine. Huh. I open up the messaging app on my phone. Damn it. She's going to do it. My fingers are trembling so much that I can barely type. Whew. I don't have any time to waste, though. Just then my phone rings. Oh, damn. Maharu? It's a restricted number. Oh, is this a coincidence or is someone intervening, and how would they know to? Is it going to be an Alan? We've talked about coincidences before. This could be anybody. I think it's from my grand's phone at first, but it's a restricted number. Oh my god. I mean... there's no harm in finding out who it is. And if it's something useless, we'll just say goodbye. We've probably got like at least 4 minutes here. We may be able to get some advice. I feel like this is something that would influence an ending. We're kind of getting that territory. But I'm also remembering Rinka, I think it was the video before last, talking about her conviction when she talks about how they got Scales info. There was no coincidence. It's like it was a contribution from Naomi and from Maharu and from Alan that it just felt like fate. It just felt like it wasn't a coincidence that they had just enough information from all the people they needed to figure this out. So maybe it's not a coincidence we're getting a call from an unrestricted number of all things. Let's find out who it is. We're going to go with answer. 10 seconds. That's all they get. Yep. If I'm lucky, it'll be the police calling because they've noticed something's wrong. Well, that would be real nice, but I doubt it. That could lead to her being saved. Thinking that, I accept the call. Okay, I didn't hear the voice actor on that one. I'm going to say it's Alan. Familiar male voice. It's me. It is Alan. Okay. The voice on the other end of the line belongs to none other than Alan Scorpion. What's with this timing? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what he wants, but I don't have the time to chat right now. God knows why he would even get in contact now, of all things. We must talk. Dude, it's gonna have to wait. There's no sense of concern in his tone at all. God, oh, we are in some trouble. I feel like... I mean, we're giving him 10 seconds. It's been like 4, okay? Even if Gran dies, I, as the player, am really hoping that we can bring her back. If she can't, that's going to suck rocks. We may end up going for a bad ending. But I'm still believing in that this isn't a coincidence bit. Alan may know something about this. He may give us a reason not to do it. Alan, weird as it is, I kind of trust him. But let's hear him out first. What is it? He might actually know what's going on right now, so I decide to hear him out. I don't... Okay. This isn't the time for your platitudes, alright? It would seem I was wrong about your similarity. Perhaps it's for the best that I realize this now. There's nothing I can do for you, unfortunately. Hurry and finish your message. What? Oh, did I pick a bad thing? Should I have hung up? Was this a test? Oh, butts. Oh, I might get a bad end. He hangs up immediately afterward without so much as explaining how he knows about my message. Oh, I picked a bad, didn't I? Oh, I'm going to pay for that later. Well, we're going for all the endings anyway, so we'll see what happens, but I think Alan was doing another one of his stupid tests. Him and Odette, man, they just love to test everybody. If we had just stuck with our conviction and hung up... I mean, if we had continued to hang up on him, what would he have done? We'd have been hanging up on him. It's not like we would have talked to him. Well, I can't call him back either, considering the number was withheld. Not like I have the time to do so anyway. I get back to typing, letting out screams of anguish in the midst of it. Yeah. This is going to be a bad day. Maharu's not going to be happy. I mean, at least he can't vote us out, but he wrecked us. I type the necessary information and send it along. Well, crap. Is this... Am I going to get a bad end? Is that what's going to happen during this video? You should be able to create my cards with that. A call comes from my grand's phone immediately after. Yeah, you made a wise decision. Heh heh heh. That's enough, isn't it? Let her go. Oh, you son of a bitch. Sorry, but my safety isn't guaranteed when you still have the means to elect me. I'll be leaving your grandmother in the mountains nearby along with the car. They should be able to find her with a bit of effort, but it won't happen today at the very least. It should be fine if they find her Monday, but who knows what'll happen if it drags out till Tuesday. Not many people can survive for long without food or water, especially at her age. You bastard, don't you dare! I trust that you understand what I'm getting at. You want to make sure I don't eliminate you, right? Or elect you. Bingo! Your precious grandmother will starve to death if you eliminate me. No need to worry about her freezing to death, at least, considering we're in the middle of summer. I can feel myself clenching my teeth so hard they might actually crack. I'll never forgive him for doing this to her. Or so I say, but there's no way for me to get back at him. He's basically saying that he plans to elect me. Don't even think of protecting yourself when I elect you. Who knows what'll happen to her if you do. Oh, you're going that far. Oh, you son of a bitch. That is... Oh boy. Well then. Can we strike a deal with Federico? Federico, can you vote this asshole out before he votes us out? That would be great. You dirty coward. Say whatever you want. I'm doing this to save my life. That, to me, is the most just act of all. This is justice. My justice is awesome. Don't tell anyone about this. Not the police, not any other participants. Not even your friends. Otherwise, I like the briquette. He hangs up after making his threat. All I can do is collapse down on my knees. Yeah, you made a bad call, honey. It's over. I have every intention of making my way over there to find her. I know nothing will come from that, though. I know that I can't accomplish anything on my own. Well, did I get a bad end? I did get a bad... Oh, damn! I actually got a bad end. Well then. Alright, that was quick. The game did not waste any time. Well, I guess we'll enjoy the credits, since this is the first time they've come up. Thankfully, I did save the game, and this is the first time we'll have to actually go back and redo a choice. I guess we'll take the call, but then we'll hang up on Alan and see what happens. I guess that'll be his test. Yeah, I don't know, Alan. You're kind of a douche, too. But it looks like the credits aren't going to last too long for a bad end. We're done. We're finished. Thankfully, I saved the game between every recording, so we can just bounce right on back over. What are you going to tell me? Bad end 1? What are you going to say, game? What you got for me? Oh! What? Okay, we got a little more. Sunday, only Parca remains. A smile on her face. That said July 1st. What was the date before? I mean, I've been keeping track of Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I haven't actually been keeping track of the date. Just the day. So Parca 1, only Parca remains. A smile on her face. Who does she get to inhabit? I certainly never anticipated this outcome. I'd expected number 1 to last longer. After all. Oh, silly me. One can never be sure that they're truly alone, even in a place like this. I would do best to remain silent. Oh, she knows we're watching, guys. She knows this is being recorded. She knows she's in OBS right now. Scale Jones has elected Shishimai Rinka. Alan Scorpion has elected Scale Jones in turn. Ah, so Alan was able to get his info. Shishimai Rinka comes to realize that her grandmother, who has been taken hostage, will not be saved in time. So even though Rinka got voted out and Scale got what he wanted, Scale also got voted out, so her grandmother doesn't get saved, and she dies anyway. So worst possible outcome, bad end. Numero One's expression made quite the lasting impression on me, I must say. Despair hardly begins to describe the look on her face when she realizes that both her and her grandmother are going to die. Yeah, no kidding. Parca finds herself curious about what Rinka is feeling in that moment. It will likely remain a mystery forever, even to her. Now then, only numerals 2, 3, and 12 remain. Boy, Miharu is probably pretty pissed. She lists off the remaining participants, her smile never fading. They say that while showing a sprite that doesn't have her smile on it. Who will survive? Who will be eliminated? Who will become my vessel? I haven't the faintest idea. Maybe I'll just move back into Miharu. That's where all my stuff is anyway. Though it hardly matters, now that things have come to this. Oh? Parca tilts her head in response to her own declaration. What made me think that, I wonder? No one is around to answer her question. Thus does Parca return to her duty of overseeing divine selection. I wonder if Parca actually sees the things that happen between divine selections, or if she just pops from one to the next. What is your purpose? With no concept of time, just like the effeminate dude has no concept of time. What is your purpose? Is the game starting to get meta with me? What is your... Oh, that was the ending I got. Okay. Well, you know what? Back to this. Now, I should have a fast forward. Saturday after school. Where's my fast forward button? Surely. Oh, I have a forward back. Interesting. Oh, okay. So I don't have a log, but I can... That's why the letters are orange. Interesting. But I don't want that. I want... Okay, that's a hide. I want to skip. Okay. Bitty bitty bitty. There we go. Okay, so... Scale has pissed us off. And we are trying to type out our stuff to him, but... I wonder what happens if we ignore it. We'll try and ignore it if it gets us a bad ending again, but let's answer and then hang up. 10 seconds, that's all they get. Alright, Alan, what's with the timing? God knows what he wants, we must talk. Hang up. You know what? F you, Alan. Go away. Sorry, but it'll have to wait. My family's in danger. I shout this into my phone and end the call before he can say another word. Okay, if this leads to a bad ending, I might have to do a cut, and then we'll just go to ignore it. And then... Like, what the hell is the good ending? I know it almost sounded like he was laughing, which pisses me off. Okay, so he liked that answer. I really want to learn more about Alan. I mean, he's still kind of a douchebag for conducting himself like this and constantly testing and things. Like, just leave us alone, all right? Come on. We're playing a death game here. What the hell did he even want? Oh, I can't waste any more time. He's going to call again, isn't he? I try to focus on typing, all while praying that she's safe. I finish the message and send it to her. Oh! So he still gets the info. Uh-oh. Well, what's the path to victory here? I finish the message and send it in a hurry. It must be just under 5 minutes. I pray that it goes through. Otherwise, I get a call right after sending it. It's likely Scale with a new proposition after reading the message. Alan, you really are careless. Didn't you check the number? The way you let your emotions get the better of you truly is similar, though. It is, Alan. You're not Scale. Did you honestly believe you wouldn't harm your grandmother after you sent him your information? Access to your info doesn't guarantee his safety. It's possible for both of you to elect and eliminate one another at the same time. If it were me, I would have left her in the mountains after obtaining your information so that only I could save her. That would prevent you from electing me. Once you're gone, I would kill her to prevent word of what happened from getting out. I have no doubt that he would do the exact same. He only mentioned killing her in order to make you panic. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have sent it either. The voice on the other end leaves me speechless. It isn't Scale speaking, it's Alan. It doesn't help that he's saying something so terrifying while I'm still shaken. Also, how does Alan know this? Oh! Wait, what? How is Alan in a position to do any of this? Is he with him? Is Alan... was he Was he working in conjunction with Scale to set this up, intending to betray him? I deleted your message before he could see it, so there's no need to worry. I made sure not to look at it myself as well. Okay. I mean, Alan's got a code of honor. He'll choke babies, but he, you know, he'll... I can't even finish that comparison. He's a weird one, but I get it. Okay. All right. He deleted the message. So... we'll be okay. Why would you... Actually, forget it. Is my grandmother there? Assuming this is your grandmother, she's still out cold from the medicine. So did Alan follow him and then listen in? Or... I want to know what he's been up to here. She has a number of small grazes, but she is otherwise unharmed. What a relief. More important... Wait, no, she's more important, but still. Explanation, please. Yes, Psy'Min would like one as well. Yes. Tell us what happened. I want to know. I was... Again, I joked. We were looking forward to an eventful day. Nope, eventful 5 minutes, and now we're done. But still, Alan looks like... We know Alan cares a lot about family, and that's probably going to factor into this. So I have a feeling the grandmother's going to be okay. It is interesting Alan is taking this honorable approach and not even looking at her info. But what position is he in to delete the message? Alan goes on to explain everything. Apparently, he predicted what Scale would do and follow him. He followed him. How did he predict what Scale would do? Just because the card vanished? He doesn't know how the conversation with Rinka went, I don't think? That got back to him? I can't remember. That was last video, but my memory's a little hazy. As hard as it is to believe, he was actually hiding in the trunk of the car that Scale was using. You just tucked your way... How... I need a timeline on this. How did you sneak in there? Not long after contacting me, he forced his way into the car proper, knocked Scale out, and saved my gran. Well, then what happened in the other timeline? Did you not do that? Or maybe he just chose not to do it because we didn't hang up on him. Now he's driving back, having left Scale behind. Well... Boy, Scale just cannot get a break this last week. He tries to connect with Federico. That doesn't work out. He makes a trade with Alan, and then the card he got out of the deal explodes. Then he tries to manipulate us, and we're just like, nope, cool story, bro. Then he screams with anguish, tries this, and gets his ass kicked. Now he's driving back, having left Scale behind. Now I understand. But something more important is on my mind. Why did you save her? I mean, it indirectly saved me, too. Are you looking to bargain with me again? I've said it before. The resemblance between you is what drives me. What's that mean? Yeah, is this the Amrita, I think was the name he said before? Or something else. Rinka reminds him of somebody. And it's causing him to act a little more honorably. I don't doubt for a moment that Alan will vote Rinka out in an instant if he gets his hands on her cards legitimately. But I find myself becoming more alert regarding how vague he's being. He quickly proves that I'm overthinking things, though. I have no intention of harming her. Feel free to come yourself if you don't trust me. He hangs up and in doing so avoids giving me a proper response. Yeah. I'm able to call back now because he used my grand's phone, but I guess its battery's died or something. Yeah. The sheer stress from it all leaves me wide awake, making my attempt to get back to sleep completely futile. Yeah, I was going to make a joke about this being better than an alarm clock and just, you know, I guess I don't need coffee this morning. Yeah. Interesting. 5 minutes of wasted time later, I fire up the browser on my phone and book a ticket for the Shinkansen, which, as we established before, is the bullet train. Alan's right. I can't just sit here not knowing what's happened to my gran. Even assuming that she's fine, there's no doubt that it was a terrifying experience for her. She's pretty tough, all things considered, but it has to be the first time she's been kidnapped by a random foreigner and forced to take sleeping pills. Again, curious, is this going to get undone when he gets voted out? Because, boy, Rinka is just looking forward to tonight, I'm guessing. Just like, oh, let me vote this son of a bitch out. Parca! Parca, we're not chit-chatting. I don't give a damn about your vessel BS. Get this stupid surfer dude off my clock. I doubt she'll get over it for a while. I had planned on keeping the store open all day, but seeing her is more important. Yep. Now, we're probably not going to see her because she doesn't have a sprite, literally. I have a feeling we're going to jump to election soon. Will we get through it or will we just see it? Over half a day has passed since Alan saved Rinka's grandmother from Scale. He did so by predicting Scale's course of action and following him. Once Scale had made his move, Alan made one final check with Rinka. Yeah, here was the test. Here was our bad end. She acted exactly as he had hoped. Yes, exactly as he had hoped. First try. Exactly as he had hoped. No disappointment at all. Definitely didn't let you down whatsoever. Let me just edit that out of the VOD. Rather than anticipate that he would help her, she acted out of emotional instinct. Following that, Alan easily put a wrench in Scale's plans. It's ironic that I could imagine what I would do in his situation with such ease. Alan grew quite familiar with the two-way path of deceit as he expanded his business. That's why he was able to figure out how Scale would attempt to survive without much issue. However, Alan now finds himself opposite of Scale's position, almost as if he had been gradually picking up the parts of himself that he discarded long ago. This is nothing new for him. He is simply returning to where he once stood. Again, I want to get a little more info on Alan. I like him. Now, you can't see the stars at night here. Or you can. Hang on. I can rewind now. Alright, I found the rewind button. We're going to use it. Back to the orange text. You can't see the stars at night here. The town where Rinka's grandmother is staying is out in the countryside, wildly different from urban Tokyo. The Tohoku region's landscape is far more reminiscent of his own homeland. One can see the stars in the night sky there with ease. It's hard to believe there was a time when I told people about their star signs. Memories of times long past are included in the places he finds himself picking up. While he hasn't forgotten them, they have been little more than memories. Now, however, those memories carry meaning to him. I wonder, do you still find yourself counting the stars, Amrita? He sighs as he makes his way through town. He has no one to validate his chosen course of action. He feels satisfied despite that. The similarities truly are striking, though it may be more accurate to say their personalities are one in the same. What is this going to mean? What is this going to mean? Did you have a relative that it was in divine selection too? Is that what this is going to be meaning? I wonder. This has got to get picked up on at some point. Alan's been commenting on how Rinka resembles someone since I'm pretty sure the second or maybe even the first divine selection. No, I think it was the third. I think it was the one where Keiko got voted out. I think was when he first mentioned it. The resolve to stand up to something far greater than oneself. That special look in their eyes that can choke the heart of anyone and stop them in their tracks. And the tenacity to let their emotions take over, making them vulnerable at the same time. Oh my god, she's got Conqueror's Haki. Alan cannot help but smile. He's not smiling. He has a smiling sprite game. You need to be using it. At this point, he may as well be fighting for her sake. I'll see this through to the end. It shouldn't be long now. Nope, it shouldn't. His thoughts complete, he sets off to find his lodging for the night. No one would suspect that he was the young CEO of a flourishing company right now. Hardly surprising. He's nothing but a young man walking under the night sky during summer. Election? Elimination? Not quite. It's night, Sunday evening. Rinka is in a rage. It's like, let me vote this bastard. I wonder if she talked to Maharu about it. Sunday evening, having taken the Shinkansen back to Tokyo, I returned to Lion House not long before the last train. I cast my mind back over today's events. I got on the very first train available to see my gran, and she was in the hospital. While fine, they say she had suffered a minor sprain. Even something like that can take a while to heal when you're old, so I'm a bit worried. Once we were alone, she told me everything that happened between midnight and morning. She seems to remember both someone assailing her and someone saving her. Easy to guess which one Alan was. Apparently he told her that Scale had kidnapped her for money. What money? Not only that, but that he had also dealt with Scale. He recommended that she go to the police, but she opted not to. She believed that Scale would learn from this and regret his actions. He better learn fast. If it were anyone else, she would have reported them immediately, but she was fine with it so long as she was the only victim. Well, that's sweet and all. See, the word regret in there makes me nervous, because regret cards have been exploding left, right, and center lately. We've already got 2. If Scale's regret card changes because of this event, I don't actually believe that, but that would be very annoying. To that effect, she told the doctor that she twisted her foot in the bathroom. She's oddly stubborn at times like this. Oh, don't worry, Gran. We'll be dishing out some justice for you, and it won't be Scale justice, it'll be actual justice. Once checked out of the hospital, we went back to her relative's house, where she made us some coffee, of course. It had been so long since I saw her that I could feel my tear-filled eyes burning. Not because I was lonely or sad, it was just out of relief from knowing she was fine. She wasn't bothered in the slightest by how I've been running the store. In fact, she was happy that I was still running it in her absence. Most importantly, though, she said she was worried about me. That alone made me feel at ease. I was worried about how the store was doing, so I made sure to ask about it. I was worried about how the store was doing? What store? Our store? Why would we ask her about our store? Oh, because of the finances. Fair enough. As I thought, Lionhouse was currently in the red. Well, again, no shock there. Apparently that wasn't an issue, though. I'm not too sure on the specifics, but my gran was making enough from her real estate venture to balance things out. She really did have everything together. There were plenty of things I wanted to talk to her about. School, the regulars at Lionhouse, Naomi and Mao, and Maharu too. Most of all, though, Divine Selection. Yeah, maybe we need to talk to her. She might have some insight into that, because again, she was... We obviously knew how she was involved with Rinka's upbringing and her mother and father's last days. Now that we know that tied into the Divine Selection where Parca moved into Maharu, she might have some insights. I wonder if Gran gets a sprite. Will we have a chance to talk with her? Will we learn things? I wonder if anyone else... I wonder if we've seen all the sprites we're going to see. We got to be getting close to the end if we're getting endings. That and my determination to live. Now I wonder if we would have gotten a bad ending from that one Odette deal. I have a feeling we would have. As it turned out, I couldn't bring most of it up. That was fine, though. I was able to remind myself that I still had a place to call home. That my gran would be there for me. She was as strict as ever, though. The moment I let it slip that I had school tomorrow, she told me to head back home as soon as I could make it on time. It'd take over 4 hours to get back, but even so, she was relentless. Her plans to come back next week got cancelled thanks to her sprain, too. Instead, she said she would stay there until it had fully recovered. Okay, so that whole bit about her coming back to visit just kind of was just a fake. It was fortunate that she got away with something so minor, but I was a bit disappointed that I'd have to wait longer to treat her to some coffee. She had some parting words of wisdom for me, too. You shouldn't hate or resent people. What's important is getting to know them. So she said. I never once mentioned scale or you, and yet it's like she saw right through me. Maybe it was easy to do when it involved someone you raised. I nod to myself in reaffirmation. Divine Selection is tonight. I won't resent Scale if she's forgiven him. Yeah, we won't resent him. We won't hate him. We'll forgive him. But we're going to eliminate his ass. I still have every intention of eliminating him, though. That's a choice I've made for myself. Yeah, I don't think Scale's going to be very upset. I can't imagine what he would have come up with in the last day. I'm pretty sure he's going to argue. He's going to be like, listen. Can we make a deal? You know, but it's like, nah, you messed with my gran, F you. In that case, there's only one thing I can do. Get to know and remember him. Having settled on that, I get myself ready and crawl into bed. All right, let's see if we can wrap this up. We're way, way early on time, so I suspect the only thing that happens is Scale goes, so... We're not losing Federico. We can't lose Maharu. This is just Scale Day, and frankly, he deserves it. Get this bastard out of here. Good evening, my lovely little slaves to fate. I take a look around the Court of Fate. Only 5 participants remain. Yep. Numeral 1, myself. Numeral 2, Maharu. Numeral 3, Federico. Numeral 9, Scale. Numeral 12, Alan. You know, I keep talking about how Scale is a really stupid name, but I wonder if it's, I wonder what the Japanese maybe name for this was, if this was originally Japanese or whatever. It just occurred to me that Scale is sort of, there's a relationship between scales and justice, which he's all about. I wonder if that's where the name came from. He is the scale of justice. Except his justice sucks and he's gone. It has certainly gotten rather lonely in here, hasn't it? And I bet it makes you feel all tingly inside. Federico, you're the only one that doesn't know about the Fessel nonsense, as far as I know. Are we gonna poke the bear about that? Are we gonna ask Parca, hey, so you know, goodness, how very rude. I'll have you know that the loss of people to converse with has me quite upset. Look at that sad face. Hey, goddess. Yeah, here's Alan. Alan. The questions that need to be asked. Another rude person, I see. What is it that you want? Spare me your dramatic nonsense. Is it true that whoever survives will become your vessel? Yeah. No small talk. Zero. None. Well, what's Parca's response to this going to be? I can't imagine she's going to be surprised. Will her personality change at all? Will she just not give two craps? What will happen? Let's find out when I press the button. Oh? Oh, she is a little bit taken aback by this. Alan fires a blunt question at her. Well, Alan is Mr. Blunt. He must have heard about it from Scale. I doubt Scale would give that info away for free, though, so they must have exchanged information. Parca averts her eyes from Alan for a moment. Not just for fun, though. It looks like she wants to examine Maharu's expression. Yeah. I wonder where Alan got this information from. That answers my question. You may feel free to reveal your information to someone and have them eliminate you should that not be to your liking. Parca just doesn't give a damn. It's like, well, if you don't want to be my new apartment, you know, you can hand someone your cards and peace out. I don't care. I just wanted to confirm the truth. The final participant will still be able to live on once all is said and done, correct? That is correct. That's fine, then. Like hell, it's fine. Someone want to explain this to me? Yeah, again, Federico's the only one that doesn't know. Parca takes a good look at all the participants following Federico's question. My eyes meet with hers. She's smiling. You seem to be the only one unaware, judging by their overall expressions. Oh my, have I been found out? Zero fucks given. That being said, I do feel myself in the mood for a chat. Very well. Allow me to divulge the truth. No. Scale, keep your mouth shut. I know you don't want to get eliminated, but I want to hear some truth. You shut the hell up. Oh, no. He's not taking my advice. Hold up! Scale interrupts her. He is glaring into Parca's eyes. No doubt that I'm the cause behind him doing so. It's of no concern to me, though. You threatened my grand, so screw you. I'll just listen in on their exchange. Someone's gonna get eliminated tonight, so would you mind not talking about what happens after someone survives? No. Do that. We want to know that. Hearing about a future they'll never get to experience won't do them any favors. Are we going to talk about it after you're gone, then? Point taken. Of course I do find pleasure in the desperation you're showing right now as well. God, she's got a little Monokuma in her, doesn't she? She likes watching that despair come up. Damn it! You won't let up till the bitter end. I sneak a glimpse at Alan and notice that he actually has the makings of a smile on his face. Does he? If there's anyone who my impression of has changed the most since Divine Selection began, it's him. I can appreciate that. I agree. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that he's changed himself. There's no way the person from back then would save my grand. Yeah, the baby strangler. If there's anyone planning on electing me, don't know who that could be or anything, but please reconsider. I'm begging you. I did what I did because I don't want to die. Again, this is what I thought would happen. He's going to bargain. He's going to cry. He's going to beg. He's going to scream. Scale crumples down to his knees and smacks the platform he stands on. Well, not a single person addresses him, though. Instead, it's Parca's voice that rings out. Allow me to begin tonight's election. Yeah, not even acknowledging it. Someone's getting elected? Wonderful, let's get on with it. The clock we've become accustomed to begins to move. Revolvo, clock of fate. A clock hand points at me, Parca's gaze follows. Will you be electing anyone tonight, numeral 1? Yep, I elect numeral 9. Yeah, look at her face. She's upset. She's like, I'm gonna enjoy this, you bastard. Why? Your grandmother ended up just fine in the end. Everything's okay, right? Come on, can't you take a joke, man? Come on, it's like, I was serious. Yeah, I was just kidding around. Did you do something to her? Maharu just pulls out a knife. Did you do something to her? I mean, I might as well do as much damage while I still can. Okay, fine. He's gonna just shoot back up to his feet and start to scream. Okay, he's just gonna let it all out. There's some English mixed in there, but I can't understand any of it. Even so, it's easy to tell he's just swearing. That's okay. I was swearing a bit earlier in the VOD game. It's all right. Do be quiet. Scale's screams become inaudible as if in response to her command. Ah, he's got a mute button. That must be handy. I've given that suggestion during stage hypnosis shows. It's a fun one. I can appreciate that. You can see his mouth moving, but no sound escapes his lips. Yeah, it's hilarious. I have video footage of it. He eventually notices this as well, which causes him to stop. That's the first time we've seen Parca do a trick like that, beyond just what her usual routine is. I won't be electing anyone tonight. Good stuff, Maharu. Same here. The dial turns to Scale. What are you gonna do? Sounds like we can hear him again. He locks his gaze on a Maharu before shouting again. Oh! Well, you know what? This is just what I said was going to happen last election. It doesn't matter what you do because our election takes precedent over yours. So that was the one rule that hadn't come up yet. If you elect someone who's electing someone else, if your election comes first, their election gets undone. If it's the other way around, then they both go through. So you can elect numeral 2 as much as you want. Our election comes first, so your election doesn't mean squat. I elect numeral 2! I'll break right through anything she tries to pull this time, and I'll eliminate her! How pitiful. He has no grounds on which to do that, correct? It is as you say. No elections may occur between those who have protected themselves from one another before. Crap! Scale sits down following that like he suddenly lost the will to live. I can't tell what he's thinking anymore. The dial continues its revolution, this time pointing toward Alan. I can't imagine Alan's going to vote for anybody, but if he does... I'm not electing anyone. Okay, I was waiting for the surprise, but alright. He can't elect Federico. He doesn't have Rinka's cards. What's he going to do? Parca makes her way back to the center of the room once we're all done. So we really are just kind of going one election after another. No big 2 or 3 even. We skipped that 1 week and that was about it. She signals the next step in her standard ethereal tone. With that decided, numeral 1 and numeral 9, allow me to begin the election procedure. Okay. The platform beneath me begins to rise the moment I nod in assent. We've done this before. It makes its way up in a spiral-like movement at a consistent pace. Eventually, I reach an area I've become familiar with. Well, you've only been here once. We'll get through this and then we'll see if there's a conversation with Parca. If we do have the conversation with Parca, we'll make it a part of this video, and if not, we'll just end it. This marks the second time I've been to the upper stratum. I've come to bear the burden of my decision. Standing across from me is, of course, Scale. Bet you hate my guts, huh? Not that I can blame you when I took that old hag hostage. Might have even hurt her in the process. It's fine, buddy. We visited her. She's okay. Electing me out of revenge is a just action, though I'm sorry to say, my actions were as well. I don't care what you think. There's nothing more important than the desire to live. That's why everything I did was necessary. Nice rationalizations. Just remember, no matter what I did, I'm still human. A human you're gonna kill. I'm aware of that. He continues to glare at me. I know what he's doing. He's trying to get information out of me by having me sympathize with him. Well, that or he's trying to put you on a guilt trip just because he's a sore loser. Funnily enough, I find his determination to do so almost admirable. I can't comment on whether his actions were just or not, but at the very least, there's not a single person who would deny his will to live. My Gran already forgave you. That means I hold no resentment or hatred toward you. Putting on a bold face, are we? Feel free to think what you want. I pause for a moment before I continue. You told me about your life. Now you stand here still determined to live. I won't forget any of that. It won't stop me from eliminating you, though. That's why you have every right to curse me. And by doing so, you'll give me the opportunity to know the real you. Is that so? In that case, rescind your election right now. Can you do that? I still want to know what happened between this guy and Maharu last week. I'm afraid that is not possible. Even if she were to agree, one cannot renege on their election at this stage. Yeah, you would have to actually protect yourself. Parca butts in on our conversation. Much like last time, she seems to have appeared sometime after the two of us complete our ascent. Sorry, but I don't plan on doing so in the first place. I make my intentions clear to her. I find myself surprisingly calm in this situation. Well, let me ask something else then. What would happen if I just stayed here forever? As you know, I'm very much opposed to the idea of dying. The passage of time here certainly differs from that of your reality, but remaining here for too long would cause a great deal of interference in the fate originally in store for you. To that effect, you may become unable to return to the real world. Does that mean I would just stay here forever then? That'd be the same as not dying, right? Is that how Parca got here? No one has ever tried before, I'm afraid. It's hard to say what would happen. You want an apartment too? You can move into Alan. That's enough. Interrupting the two of them, I open my card book. The cards in my possession float out in response. Aw, must you be so rash? Fine, fine. Please select your cards. I won't tell you to man up. In fact, clinging on to hope as much as possible might be the best way to go about it. Truth of the matter is that we'll probably never see eye to eye. I doubt you want someone like me to understand you and your desire to live either. Yeah, this guy's idea of justice is really messed up. I wouldn't want to understand him either. I pick out the first card containing his information. His name is Scale Jones. It's a really stupid name. Damn right. I don't want some brat like you thinking they can understand me. There are lots of things that frighten me, you know. That's why I love gathering information, almost as much as I love photography. The more you know, the less there is to fear. On the other hand, no one knows what death truly entails. It's not hard to imagine why it's the most terrifying thing when you follow that logic, isn't it? He died in an accident. I choose another card. Oh, right. I should probably mention that half of what I told you about my life was a lie. Oh yeah, that's right. The whole thing about a friend who killed himself over his dad's scandal was phony. As for the paparazzi, I only went for that because there's more money and freedom there. I hate to disappoint you, but I'm more interested in a comfy lifestyle than adhering to some sense of duty. Yeah, you're full of crap, buddy. Granted, you won't care even after I reveal that, will you? You'll just see it as me trying my best to live. It's funny. You say you won't understand me, but here's the thing. Man, this guy does not shut up. Just read it. Thank you. His regret involves a gold medal. I read the final card's contents, making sure to keep my eyes locked on him all the while. Take it, sucker. Here's the thing. I'll never understand you either. Breaks my heart, it does. All three cards float away from me once I'm done. When they reach the middle of the Court of Fate, they converge and form a triangular shape which causes light to spill out from them. You're a weird one, Shishimai Rinka. I can't see Scale's face anymore thanks to the light. I'm a weird one. Nice final words. We get to be in a car accident now. Isn't that fun? The scenery switches to a highway with more than 3 lanes going either direction. I wonder what's going to be the aftermath of this. Because again, it's going to undo everything he's done. He hasn't done a whole lot here, but is there going to be something that surprises us? And what's going to happen to Gran? Are we going to text her about her ankle and she's going to be like, what's wrong with my ankle? Everything's fine. The scenery switches to a highway with more than 3 lanes going either direction. I'm inside a car that was easily going over 60 miles per hour, chasing down a fancy car in front of it. Inside that car were a man and woman, both barely visible. A number of other paparazzi had been chasing them, but they eventually gave up. Scale was the only one remaining now. He'd have his hands on a massive scoop if he persevered here. And then, he didn't. He lost control of the car along a sharp turn, throwing him into the opposite lane and in front of an oncoming truck. The impact of the crash obliterated the car. A photograph he had kept with him in the car entered his line of sight as his life faded to black. Oh, this could be interesting. A photo of his best friend from college. A friend who faced false allegations of drug abuse, the fallout of which caused him to commit suicide. So he did have a friend that committed suicide? He was the same age as Scale and a candidate for the track and field events at the Olympics. Oh, was it his brother? The car and its driver may have been crippled beyond saving, but the camera hanging from the latter's neck was somehow intact. What about that photo? I had to calm myself down once I was done seeing the moment Scale died. Again, why do we have to see this? And what was in the picture? Was it something like... I would have half expected to be someone maybe we recognize? Or like, is there a revelation there? Or is it just really just his brother? It really is too much to be shown another person's death. Well, you've been shown two people's deaths and they've both been especially violent, so yeah. Alan got off easy with the Shigetsugu. He just lay there and starved to death. Even so, it's someone else's death. I'll never forget Scale, but that won't stop me from following the path I've chosen for myself. That's why I can cope. How did you find his death? What is this, like an entree or something? Like, I'm not about to give my opinion on that. My response is short and to the point. She's taking pleasure in our struggles against one another. Even worse, she's made no attempt to hide it. Yeah, and she's made no attempt to hide the fact that she's going to move into us. She was just like, oh, have I been found out? Nifty! She reads out Scale's cards to me with indifference after that. My answer must not have been to her liking. Do decide on which card to obtain by the time you reach the lower stratum. Is there anything interesting in there? I mean, the only thing I can imagine that might be worthwhile... I mean, it's either going to be... The only thing we even care about is Alan's regret or Federico's regret. Those are the only cards that are worth anything to us at this point. I don't think Scale had either of them. My platform begins to move after I receive her instructions, slowly making its descent. That's how my second election ends. Do we get to have a chat with Parca after this? We got time. It's only been exactly an hour. I lock eyes with Maharu upon my return to the lower area. She takes a moment before nodding. She must have realized where I'm going with this. Uh-oh. Is it time? Is it time to press the goddess for answers? Oh, okay. Oh, is this because they're trying to still keep up the facade of them having a falling out? Dude, the only people you're trying to impress at this point are Alan and Federico, and Alan knows better and Federico doesn't care. I mean, come on. I'll take numeral 2's regret. Maharu's regret. Maharu likely expected it the moment she knew I was going to eliminate him. This is necessary for us to elect and protect ourselves from one another. I'm still kind of curious about that. By taking cards on each other, aren't you just keeping cards in play that you really want to be destroyed? I'm not following that logic. Or is it just for the sake of being able to keep from voting each other out because you want to go for that situation at the end where it's just the two of you? I don't know. I really wish this got spelled out because I'm not quite sure about this. Well, okay. Elect and protect ourselves from one... Oh, okay. Never mind. I should have read that sentence a little clearer. This is necessary for us to elect and protect ourselves from one another. So this doesn't matter to Alan and Federico. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Psy'Min needs to learn to read. More importantly, her willingness to let me have it is proof of her trust in me. I mean, I'm not sure her willingness had anything to do with it. This is just kind of one of the choices you got. I have to admit its contents are a bit surprising. Yeah, it's your name. Written on it is none other than my own name, exactly. Surprised as I am by this, it makes sense to me now, considering her confession. Well, I guess that was timely. She really cares for me this much. Maharu is blushing next to me, but she makes an effort to seem inconspicuous. Tonight's session resulted in one limit... Hang on a second. We're not done talking. Okay? It's been 8 or 9 weeks now, and I just want to know, why aren't you wearing a parka? Seriously. Heavens! I'd prefer to not be interrupted during my oft-rehearsed lines. Odie. Who cares? I don't give a damn. More importantly, you said you'd explain this whole vessel thing once the election crap was done. What else do you want me to say exactly? Sounds like you know. What's up? Well, I get that the last remaining participant becomes a vessel for you. I also get that becoming a vessel doesn't get in the way of that person's survival in the end. Much as it creeps me out, it's fine as long as we get to live. I want to ask about what happens after that, though. After that, you say? Does whoever becomes your vessel get access to your powers? This is your question? You want to know if you get that mute button? You want to be able to mute people? Is that your response? You want to know if winning makes you a wizard? This is your concern? Okay. Federico, just sit down. Having been told the full story by Maharu already, I know that isn't the case. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Maharu hasn't displayed magical powers over the last 17 years. She mentioned being able to talk with Parca in her dreams, but nothing about being able to use her powers. Parca just uses your body as a place to stay. You don't become some kind of divine being or anything. If anything, it's basically the same as making a folder on a computer named Parca and encrypting it. That's a little rude, but alright. I mean, is there any merit to becoming your vessel? You are in the privilege of conversing with me in your dreams. Isn't that nice? Ain't no one interested in talking to a runt like you. Hell, that's a major downside. Why can't you be hot like Maharu? Hell, I'll talk to you every night if you want. Damn it, I'd have trouble sleeping at night knowing you're going to turn up. Oh, you had best remember that this runt is the goddess of fate. I have the ability to reshape fate itself. Excuse me? Federico wasn't the only one taken aback. Yeah, again, what is the, not only is the question, what can Parca do, but also what is she motivated to do? Because she could probably do a lot that she isn't. And again, is she able to let more than one person survive? What is she restricted to? Maharu seems somewhat surprised herself. Same goes for me. Yeah, but let's get these answers. I want to hear them. Of course, I have my own will. Fate can only be changed by the whims of the goddess. There's little I love more than being entertained. As such, I may be willing to change fate should my vessel keep me as such. So, if we can keep you entertained, you'll change fate for us. Huh. That's a bit vague, but okay, that opens up some interesting possibilities. You're rather impetuous for a goddess. Yet a goddess all the same. I advise you to keep your tongue in check while speaking to a being who exists in a place your tiny brain cannot begin to fathom. The fate of you people is nothing but a hobby of mine. Take it back then. I'll make sure to keep you happy if I become your vessel. Yep, I'm gonna start sucking up right now. Got lots of experience. Yep. Huh. Huh. Oh, I'd much rather you be eliminated. You probably reek of alcohol. Nice. Very nice. Come on! Both of them end up laughing as they make fun of each other after that. I guess he's hardly normal if he's made it this far. He has changed. He has grown. We've got some interesting people here. I still think Federico's next. She had the ability to change fate while inside of me. Does that mean she did so at some point? This wasn't specifically elaborated on, but I'm still hanging on to the idea that she intentionally caused, or maybe just retimed or instigated in some way, those other 11 deaths when Maharu committed suicide, so that this could be held. And that was probably an element of changing fate. But again, the question becomes, does she just do it when she's entertained for doing so, and that's it? And then it goes back to the whole Sonia conundrum. Can she do it and allow more than one person to live? Maharu lets her thoughts slip out. She catches herself and checks to make sure that Alan and Federico didn't hear her. Yeah, they don't know that she was the vessel. I'm not sure Scale told Alan that, and Federico is still in the dark because he's hearing about this for the first time now. I can't bring it up now, but she might know something we don't in regards to Parca's intervention with fate. Of course, only one of you here can become a vessel for me. If you have the time to ask questions, I advise you focus on your own survival instead. As for now, I bid you all farewell. May we meet again next week. We've somehow ended up with even more questions this late in. That being said, I can tell that we're about to enter the final stretch. Yep, it's that endgame. I keep saying it. Week 9th, achievement unlocked. We be done. Oh! No, wait, we're not done. I want to visit with a feminine man first. Okay. Insights. I want to hear them. Why are you here? What is coming up? Actually, you know what? I just noticed something. I mentioned before, I was looking around. No one was wearing a necklace like Leth. This guy's earring. His earring. It looks like Leth's collar decoration thingamabob. You strange man, or shall I call you strange cat? Something is up here with this bastard. Okay, what are we going to hear from you? We got a few answers from Parca. Are you going to elaborate? Allow me to congratulate you on a job well done. I don't have a voice for this guy. I'm not going to try to do Bobcat Goldthwait. I value my larynx too much. You've brought another person's fate to a close tonight. It seems to have placed a heavy burden on your heart, even if you yourself are unaware. Well, you know that you're not alone anymore. That has to be your greatest strength, in my opinion. I figure I'll wake up in the real world, but it seems fate isn't quite done with me for the night. Instead, I'm face to face with the man that I've grown accustomed to appearing in my dreams. Do you remember these encounters? As usual, I can't move or say anything in response. I can only vaguely process what he's telling me. The card you've gotten your hands on serves as a key to unlocking part of the memories sealed away in your psyche. Oh, is it now? Does he mean Maharu's regret? Does it mean Maharu is still hiding something from us? The card you've gotten your hands on, assuming that's the one we just got, serves as a key to unlocking part of the memories sealed away in your psyche. Are we going to get another memory? As such, allow me to do the honors. Consider it a gift for your actions thus far. Oh, what are we going to remember now? Are we going to go back to... It's a scene from my childhood, so well past her parents dying, well past the last divine selection. At the time, I was playing at a nearby park. I say park, but it was a rather famous tourist spot. I went there often as a kid due to my gran being too busy with the store to entertain me. This had to have been before I started elementary school. It was there I met a girl around the same age as me. Are we going to get sprites of younger Rinka and maybe Maharu or someone else? Oh, look at her. She's adorable. Look at this kid. She looks like a background character in Skullgirls. Who's she going to be? Is it going to be Maharu? It's going to be Maharu, right? What's wrong? Yep. Oh, look at her. She didn't answer my question. Maharu has to know things because she's been talking with Parca for years at this point. So, does she know that this is the child of the parents that saved her life? Is that why she's here? Look at these two little... Where's my hide button? Is it? I don't want to... There it is. There we go. There we go. You know what? I'm going to do you guys a solid. I'm going to hide me. Check it out. Look at these two cinnamon buns. All right, we're back. Okay, how did I do that? There we go. She didn't answer my question. It was rare to find other kids there my age, so I probably wanted to play with her. So I kept talking to her, and she kept ignoring me. I eventually gave up and just sat down next to her. She was staring into the distance, seemingly at nothing. I like how I joked earlier that we probably weren't gonna see any new sprites of people, and then these two things pop up. We're not getting a CG, we're just getting sprites, literally. She was staring into the distance, seemingly at nothing. When I noticed that, I decided to follow her gaze without another word. Once it was time for the park to close, we both left. I told her I'd see her next time before we parted ways, but she remained silent. The day after that, she was there again, in the same spot, staring off into the distance. I sat beside her without a word. Has their faces changed? I can't tell. They look like they're smiling a bit. Rinka looks like she's smiling a bit. Whoa, that was a weird music transition there. Thinking back, I'm amazed I was able to do that. It must have been that I wanted to mimic her or something. I spent the day sitting with her until the park closed. I told her I'd see her next time before we parted. She spent the day after doing the exact same thing. Is she spending time with us because it's us, or is this something unrelated and she doesn't realize? As did I. As usual, I told her I'd see her next time before we parted, but things changed the day after that. I'm going somewhere far away tomorrow. I remember thinking it was weird that she sounded so boyish despite being a girl. I probably should have had a stronger reaction when the girl who had been silent for 3 days finally talked to me, but I guess that's just how kids were. Far away? Yeah. My dad crashed his car and killed people. Now we need to move because people know he did it. Aw, this is back when that happened. I didn't think of that. I don't want to move. I didn't really understand what she meant at the time. Yeah, cars crashing and killing people isn't really something you're equipped to process when you're like 8 or something. That's why I was able to answer her right away. Don't worry, you could just come back if you get lonely. I'll probably be here forever. Oh, look at that cute little expression on her face. What's your name? I'm Rinka. Yeah, Psy'Min Rinka. Is she going to recognize those? No, she can't. She wouldn't recognize those names from the trial, the election, because she was way too young, but Parca may have told her about it. I wonder if she'll recognize it then. I'm Miharu. Cool! I didn't care about her family name. Not like I was old enough to understand the nuance between given and family names anyway. I just made sure to answer people when they asked by reciting what my gran told me to say. We talked and played a lot on that day. Will you say goodbye today? She sounded worried when she asked. As usual for the young me, I didn't think about it for very long, so my answer was simple. Nah, see you next time. After that day, I never met her there again. And that park, where the ever-so-familiar clock tower had just been built. I guess that, much like how that park had now become our final destination, it also served as our beginning. I wonder if this is going to have any deeper meaning, or if it's just, hey, guess what? They knew each other. I mean, this effeminate dude is giving us these memories. How can I forget something that important? I wonder how that's going to factor into things. But you know what? We're going to figure out how that factors into things next time. Scale is gone. We have completed his whole story. I thought that would take another week and that Federico would leave, but it looks like we're wrong. Federico's lasting a lot longer than I thought he would. I can't imagine he's going to get voted out before Alan, though. Maybe he'll get voted, or after, I should say. He might get voted out. I can't imagine after Mahar. I really feel like Federico's going to be next. He's kind of resigned himself to things, like he's changed his attitude. But he's still, his number's coming up, I think. But Scale is gone. We're down to 4. We got a bad end, which is interesting. So we got our first ending. But what's going to happen next time? Join me, won't you? And we'll find out. I'll see you then.